What is up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Palm City Chucks, and we are winding down on the remainder of this 2025-2026 NFL season. We wrapped up the 25-26 college season last week, was really sad about it, and now we're coming down to the wire on NFL. Sad about that again. Hard to believe it's almost been 2 full seasons of doing this show with you all. But this week, in the second to last episode of the NFL season, we're talking the conference championships, AFC and NFC. We now know who's going to be representing each conference in the Super Bowl this year. The Super Bowl logo, curse, what's the right word I'm looking for? Not curse. You guys know what I mean. It's correct
The
again.
prophecy.
Yes, there we go. Prophecy works. I don't mind that. It comes to fruition again, so pretty interesting there. Something to look out for. Is the NFL scripted? Who knows? But with that, let's get right into the AFC game here. Definitely the less attractive of the two conference championship matchups, especially with Bo Nix being out and Jared Stidham taking his place. And I'm just going to start right there, make a claim off of that. Patriots do win this one 10-7 against the Broncos in Denver here. I think if Bo Nix plays this game, the Broncos win this game. Stiddies did not have that great of a game. I'm not saying Bo Nix would have been amazing, but I think he would have been better than what Stiddies had to offer.
Yeah, he certainly would have been better, but you could tell the Pats were just playing into it. And that's the only reason I kind of weeble-wobbled when you said it, was because the Pats were just not scared to play defense at all, especially when the weather got bad late in this one. They were so content with running 3 plays, killing 2.5 minutes, and punting the ball. Like, they knew they were fine. And Lutz even got into field goal range, and, he had some misses with the nasty weather, but they were just so content with playing defense and letting their defense win this game. And I wonder how different the approach would have been if Nix was in this game. If Nix is in this game, they probably managed to score on one of those countless attempts to take the lead. And then, the Pats respond in a different way. So it's tough to really say. But, yeah, I mean, certainly the Broncos are better with Nix. I just wonder how different we would have seen the Pats play offense if they needed offense. But they kind of knew they were good with a cushion as small as 3 points.
I don't know. I mean, another reason I kind of believed that, and it was another point that I was going to make, but we'll get right into it, is Drake May did not play well. Drake May had a horrible stat line. There's a whole stuff going around, and I actually agree with this. I think Drake May should come under the same criticism, but if Jalen Hurts put up this stat line that Drake May did, he would have been crucified. I haven't heard a word about it.
I've had that thought
Drake
myself.
May. So I'll just throw it out there. I think Drake May
the hell out of you.
should be crucified for this performance, the same way Jalen Hurts would have been. He goes 10 for 21, under 50% completion percentage, and as you noted, he wasn't throwing the ball late when the weather was actually getting bad, because it was only really bad for the last quarter and a half, I'll say, somewhere around there.
Yeah, you can certainly not use the weather as an excuse all game in this one, because it really wasn't much a factor early on.
And like I said, he was, as you said, he was not passing the ball late in the game. They were just handing the ball off, running clock. So this was in decent weather, 10 of 21 for 86 yards, no touchdowns. He took 5 sacks, does have 65 yards rushing on 10 attempts. So that was decent. But still, I mean, we're talking 150 all-purpose yards as the quarterback here in an AFC championship game with a sub 50% completion percentage. This was not a good showing from Drake May at all. It really wasn't a good showing from either offense, I'll just say that, but especially not this Patriots offense. The Broncos actually had more opportunities to score than the Patriots did, as you mentioned. We had the field goals, right? Well, first off, let me take a little aside here to address a Mr. Sean Payton, okay?
Yes.
You know what the weather is looking like down the line later in the game. Why are you not taking the points, especially with a backup quarterback who hasn't played in 2 years? Kick the short, give me field goal, and take the points.
Yeah. And even beyond that, like with all the reasons you just mentioned, 100% they should be taking points. You got a friggin' backup at quarterback. Like, you take it. You have one of the best defenses in the league who actually decided to show up this week because, as we've mentioned in the past, they're kind of hit or miss, but when they show up, they're damn good. Um, but even your opponent, the Pats, man, you said it. May didn't look good in this game, but he didn't look good last week. He didn't look good the week before. I mean, the offense they were going up against is not a juggernaut by any means. It's not. You're not playing the Rams. You don't need to put up hella points or anything. Like you take what is given and you bank on your defense. Like it really just abysmal thought process there from Sean Payton. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, all the signs point to take the points.
Yeah, he wanted the touchdown way too bad there. He got too full of himself. They absolutely needed to kick that field goal. And then we're looking at an entirely different game because I'm not confident this Patriots offense could have moved the ball against this Broncos defense very well based on how they were
Right?
playing in this game, as you
They give the
noted.
ball away.
And they did. And as I said, like the Broncos actually had more chances to score here. So end of the first half, I believe it was, they go for a 54-yard field goal. Now, it wasn't a nice sunny day outside, but it wasn't
Right.
terrible at halftime, right before
And you're still
halftime.
in Mile
Yeah,
High.
still exactly. It was only 54 yards. Will Lutz hooks that one, misses that one. Then at the end of the game there, close to the end of the game there, Will Lutz has another opportunity from, I can't remember, it was like 40-ish, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, 40s.
And the Patriots blocked that one, which great effort there from the Pats special teams. Really, special teams played a part in both of these games, making a difference in both of
Hmm.
these conference championship games. It
Love to
really
see
just
that.
nails home that this is a three-phase game: offense, defense, and special teams. Special teams matters so much and should never be overlooked. So should have had 3 opportunities to get the 3 points they needed to close this 3-point gap. Only had 2. Couldn't convert on 2 of them. Should have had the 3 points all the way at the beginning of the game. And then maybe down the line, when you're in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, and these conditions are horrible for kicking, maybe you make a different decision then. Maybe that's possible, right? Who knows? But the game
Right.
goes so differently if you just take those 3 points, man. What was Sean Payton thinking?
Yeah. Well, and there's something to be said there too. Like the timing of these decisions. Like, do you really want to make game altering decisions early in a football game? Or do you want to take what's given and go from there? And I think we're seeing more and more of that across the league. Just teams acting like it's the last drive of the game and you need a touchdown and there's a minute left. Like they're making it so intense for no reason. And it greatly impacts the rest of the game when you do shit like that. And I don't like it. It's just it's dumb. I feel like it's proven to this point to not work out for teams that are approaching it this way. I mean, it certainly can, because at the same token, like if they do get that touchdown early, that's freaking huge in a game like this. And then the weather gets bad, and then they can't score. You could kind of flip it on itself, but at the same time, it's like, why would you risk all that this early in a game?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I totally agree. I don't think that we will ever understand, and more coaches are making those kind of decisions.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but most of the time it's not going well for them. It's really not. We
right.
see time and time again, and even to think about it this way, there's way less praise for the times that it does work out than there is criticism for the times that it doesn't work out, and that's just natural. That's how the
It's a good
human world
point.
works. But like, come on, man. Like, you've seen it happen so many times. How can we continue to let this happen? It's honestly, it's kind of like the whole dropping the football before you actually cross the end zone line. It's like, dude, how many times do we
Yeah,
need to see this happen for you guys to
right.
learn? I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, take a hint.
yeah,
Take the points. Take the points. Dan Campbell, take the points. Sean Payton, take the points. Nick Sirianni, take the points. Like, we can go through and name many coaches who just need to learn that. It's
yeah.
just a terrible problem. Terrible problem. Another kind of fun thing I noted here was Travion Henderson kind of got relegated to nothing.
Yeah,
Ramondre Stevenson, 25 touches to Henderson's 3. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think that kind of
I
aligns with what we
agree.
were talking about at the beginning of the season. I just don't think that Vrabel really trusts Henderson yet. I really don't. I mean, because we've
Yeah.
talked about it many times that Stevenson has had some fumble problems, and it comes down to it. You spent pretty good draft capital on a running back here to take Henderson where you did, and he got kind of involved towards the back end of the regular season here, but the beginning of the season, and then we get into the meaningful games here, and Henderson's not really touching the ball. Like, it's 3 touches. It's not
Yeah.
great. So I'm feeling kind of confident about my take that he's just really not that amazing. And Vrabel, I mean, you gotta, man, I believe in whatever Vrabel thinks. I mean, taking this Patriots team to the Super Bowl in
For
his
real.
first year here after a 4-win season last season, he's got some juice, as you like to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, it's
So
remarkable.
it's crazy,
Yeah, he does a hell
crazy.
of a job. But yeah, it's weird because, like you said, as the season got later, it seemed like Henderson's touches were going up. And then you get in the playoffs, and yeah, I mean, he is not even really second fiddle. Like, he's kind of cuck chairing it.
He's an afterthought, is what he is.
Yeah,
And so it's maybe
he's an
one of those
afterthought.
classic stories where Patriots were feeling good about where they were at and decided to ease up on Ramondre's workload for a playoff push. And I think is the most reasonable conclusion I can make there.
Yeah. I think maybe weather plays a role there, but as we said, I mean, that's not the full story of this game. And for him to only show 3 carries, I mean, you certainly could have got a lot more than that in the 2.5 quarters of decent weather. But
And
yeah, I
even if you
mean,
dig
I
farther
could
into
see them
that,
wanting to pound it out with Stevenson rather than, working Henderson in space and all that with bad weather. But yeah, I mean, most of the game it wasn't so bad, so wonder why they didn't want any speed action.
yeah, I mean, and if you dig even farther into that, you'd think maybe they would favor Henderson over Stevenson in the very snowy conditions, given Stevenson's, ball control problems. You think maybe you'd want
Also
something
fair.
different. So look at it
And
from
that
the other
just that
side.
right. And that just plays into what you were saying as far as trust Vrabel has in Henderson. Clearly it's not a lot if we're going with the guy who's had a good career but nothing crazy and has a fumbling problem. Well documented fumbling problem. So yeah, I mean, clearly there's something going on with Henderson.
Yeah, Ohio State Buckeyes in the NFL.
Uh,
That's what I've got to say about that. So,
Excuse you.
yeah, I mean,
Gesundheit.
hey, I'm just describing Ohio State Buckeyes in the NFL. It felt like an pro description, if you ask me. But I mean, look at C.J.
Yeah,
Stroud this year.
depends on the position.
Yeah, they look at C.J. Stroud this year. Look at Justin Fields. All right, there's that. Got Travion
Yeah.
Henderson. I mean, Olave was pretty good, but Marvin Harrison Jr. continues to underwhelm.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting off
JSN
track.
though.
JSN was quite good. He was quite good. Um, but yeah, we're getting off track. But anyways, I just needed to take that shot as a Penn State guy. It was open, and I needed to take the shot.
Fair.
But last couple things I want to say about this is even the Broncos had more scoring opportunities, and yet they lost the turnover battle 2-0. So that's unfortunate. And really, I'm just sad that this was our AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Watching this game really drilled home for me. Neither team deserved to be here. They were
Yep.
both good. They performed well in the regular season. They are absolutely not the best that the AFC had to offer.
No. I'm standing on what I've said from the very start of playoffs. Jags Bills was the AFC Championship game. And the fact that the winner of that, the Bills, is not representing the AFC really sucks because, I mean, that's the best team. And if we want a great Super Bowl matchup, it should have them in it. And yeah, it's just all very sad with the Bills. It sucks they're not here, and they lost a lot because of it.
Give Brandon Cooks his catch, and we have a different story.
For real.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And a lot comes down to that. And again, brings us back to the old Super Bowl logo. Is it all fixed?
Who knows? Probably not. I can't say I actually believe that, but there's a lot of things
Yeah,
that just they
I
they
can't, but yeah,
feed the
there's
the conspirators here.
for
They
real.
they
Yep.
they have reason to believe that it just might be. But anyways,
Yeah.
Patriots representing the AFC. That's sad. We're not going to recap, or not recap. We're not going to talk about the Super Bowl matchup until next week, given we've got 2 weeks till that matchup here. But I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm sure you all could get this. I think the Patriots are going to get absolutely freaking steamrolled come the Super Bowl, and that is where I'll leave it for this episode.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, me
All I'm
too.
saying.
Me too. Plus, it then would suck for the Vikings, so that would make me a happy man.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. And what were we saying all along?
Almost like we should be
Idiots.
running a team. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Do you want to be co-OC for the Eagles with me?
Hey, we'd probably do a better job than Petula. Although, I think I'm going to have to pass because I don't want to work with Jalen Hurts. I think he might limit my abilities.
Yeah, he's going to drag you down for sure. Well,
Just saying.
on that note, should we talk about the Super Bowl that did happen that we've already seen?
The Super
That's
Bowl
the
that
NFC
did
Championship
happen.
game.
Correct. I agree that is going to be the best of the last 3 games, this NFC
Dude,
Championship
I was
game.
freaking looking. Well, I'll just get the score out of the way. So Seattle won it 31-27. But I was looking through their 3 matchups. 3 points separated them
Yep.
in Seattle's favor between the 3 games. 3 points. That's freaking awesome. And they were. All 3 of them. We both saw all 3. They're freaking amazing. Love that matchup. And we said it on the pod that this was going to be the Super Bowl. And yeah, it didn't really disappoint. Came down to the wire. And yeah, it was a banger. It was fun. Lots of scoring. And, it was good. It's sad when Stafford, is defeated.
I
It
was
always
sad.
hurts a little bit. And
Very
then they
sad.
start sharing the clip of him kissing his kids goodnight after when he got home
Yep.
at 2 a.m. Like, stop. You're killing me.
It's like he's just
But
a sad
I'm happy for
man.
Seattle.
Like
That game was just exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be close. I wanted it to be good. And I wanted the best team to win. And, it wasn't rigged or weird or anything. It was just a good ass football game. And the better team came out on top. And that was Seattle. And that's what I said last week. I think they're the better team. But, I thought the Rams would get it done just given their experience. And I'm still fearful. I know we're not going to talk about the actual Super Bowl, but I am still fearful of Darnolding. And I thought it may happen in that matchup against the Rams. Third look at him. And, they're the ones, too, who took him out when he was a Viking last year in crazy fashion in the playoffs. So thought it may be similar, but, Darnold's done enough, and their defense is just so damn good. And I freaking love Shaheed, man. He's so much fun. Every time he touches the ball, it's just he does numbers for this team. And we get a lot of Kenneth Walker, too, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, first I'll say Sam Darnold actually really cooked in this game. He was really, really good. Him and Stafford, that was an excellent quarterback matchup. They both go for about 350, both throw for 3 touchdowns, both end up with a rating of like 127. I mean, excellence from the quarterback position.
Masterclass.
Exactly the word I was going to use. It was really great from both of them. And as you mentioned, the better team, I agree, did come out on top because the Rams were very defensive about this, but their secondary, it finally came back to bite them. They could not keep up with the Seattle offense. They couldn't do it. They got destroyed.
That's why I freaking love this sport, man. Because it's literally chess. And the team just figures out your one weakness or whatever, and they just exploit it. And it's enough to get you a win sometimes, and it was here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the Rams' only weak link. Guys in the secondary. And it's a freaking Super Bowl caliber team. But, that weakness held them short.
You're only as strong as your weakest link, man. It's always the case.
That's right.
Which you mentioned JSN earlier, so just to really put the exclamation point on it, he goes for 10 for 153 and a touchdown. Really great showing from him in an NFC Championship game. Yeah, Puka also was amazing. Wide receiver 1 and 2 on the year were both pretty damn good. Damn good.
Yeah. feat Adams because Adams was dope too.
That's true. That's true. Which I kind of actually want to talk about the fourth receiver here, Cooper Kupp. So cut by the Rams in March of 2025, signs with the Seahawks here, catches a touchdown in this game. But again, we have a did he catch it controversy, and I'd love your opinion on this. I'm sure you know the play I'm going to reference here, but he catches it, spins, try to extend the ball, and as soon as he touches the ground, that ball comes loose. I
Mm,
mean, in my opinion, I actually don't think that was a catch. I'm going to be honest with
really?
you. I don't think that was a catch.
I mean, it's very bang bang, but yeah, I was fine with it being a catch, but it is bang bang play, and as we've seen, what a catch is in the NFL is so subjective, just determined by whatever crew is running the game. It's crazy, but yeah, it's cool to see Cooper Cup, get a little revenge. Some stuff, I'm not sure if you saw it, but some stuff came out about how his falling out with the Rams went. And apparently they were like pushing retirement on him and like all kinds of shit, saying he's not going to get paid. Like you should just hang him up. And it's like so weird that they would do that because I mean, Super Bowl MVP for your team, freaking Triple Crown winner, all time Ram, like only team up until this, and then they're steering him towards hanging him up. It's just super weird. I don't even know how much I want to believe it, but I saw it from a few different sources, so I don't know. So I figured it's worth bringing up, but it's just freaking weird
I agree.
that they would treat a freaking legend like that, essentially. But
No,
I mean,
there,
he's
there.
not the same, so they were kind of onto something.
Yeah, but
But he
that's
shows
some.
glimpses of it. Like some of his routes are just so damn clean. And it's like, this is still Cup. Like, he just needs fucking Stafford slinging it, not Darnold. But not to shit on Darnold because he's had a phenomenal year.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I
interesting.
definitely agree. It's one of those things where it's like at some point everybody's got to move on, right? But when a guy still has something left in it and he's been such a great player for your franchise and so
Yeah.
important for you, it's one of those things like if you're able to come to a mutual agreement where Cup maybe takes a little less money and
Mm-hmm.
this might be totally off base. He seems like the dude that probably would have taken a pay cut to stay with the Rams, the team he's been with all his year. You know, if he's willing to
Yeah.
compromise, I think you've also got to be willing to compromise.
Right.
Um,
Well, and that's just it. Like that in my research of this topic, that never even came up. Like they weren't even interested at all in offering this man a deal. They just wanted him not to hurt them. And
oh,
where
he
does he
did.
go? Division rival and has, a key play and honestly key plays in an NFC championship game against you and he's playing for a Super Bowl. So, haha.
Yeah, probably going to win one. And who knows? But yeah, I'd like to
Yeah,
track back to, I mentioned special teams during the first game, missed field goals.
right.
This one of the major differences in the game right here, muffed punt by the Rams. And let me tell you, that might be one of the worst attempts at catching a punt I have ever seen in my entire life. He was
Yeah, it's
not
bad.
close. If you are that far off and you get it that wrong trying to set yourself up underneath,
Get
I
the
don't
hell
care
out
if
of
it's
there.
at the
Yeah,
15-yard line, you take your damn
right.
chances. I guarantee you Sean McVay would have rather been at the 2-yard line than the
Yep.
Seahawks having the ball at the 15. That was
Yeah. Yeah.
horrible. He wasn't close.
Yeah, you're right. They call it poison. You scream poison and you just run the hell out of there.
Yep.
And the rest of your teammates hear the poison call and you're out. But you're right. I mean, if you're that far off on your tracking of the ball, you're not going to catch it. Or if you do, you're going to have to make a spectacular catch, which we don't risk that. Like, that's completely flipping the field and putting your opponent in a wonderful spot in the biggest game of your season. I mean, it's baffling. But yeah, you're right. Took a major turn in this game after that play.
Yeah, so that really hurt them against that you could honestly argue that might have been the difference because the offenses were
Yeah.
both really cooking, but setting the Seahawks up at the 15 was just like, okay, well they're going to score from here. Let me tell you, they are going to score
Yeah.
from here.
Well, and there
And
was it did. I don't want to. soften the blow of the impact of that play. But there was still time for a response. Like, I don't even think there was a score in the fourth quarter of this
There was
game.
not. I was going to make that
Yeah.
point.
And Rams turn it over on downs, too, with I think about 5 left. Could have had a field goal. And then you just need one more field goal. And we know how quick in today's NFL you can get in the field goal range. So another interesting one there, which McVay typically, I would say he has average balls. I don't think he's crazy about going for it. Known to take his points pretty often. But yeah, doesn't do it here. And, then they end up last chance with the ball and they need a touchdown, not a field goal.
Well,
So
he,
doesn't
here's
doesn't
here's
work
what
out for
I'll
him. But
here's what I'll tell you, man. I think he had to make that decision to not take the points in that scenario, given how well the Seahawks offense was moving, and I'll tell you why. I mean, they were playing from behind this entire second half, essentially, and they scored twice before they turned it over on downs.
mm,
In that with like 5 minutes left there, whatever it was. But they scored two touchdowns, and both times after scoring the touchdown, they were down by 5. Kick the extra point, be down by 4, go for 2, down by a field goal. Okay, the
mm,
first one, maybe, I guess, just kick the, extra point. There's good amount of time left. The second one that came later in the third quarter, why are we not going for 2 there, man? It's the classic. That's one scenario where it's like you're the away team. We both would say that the Seahawks were the overall better team. So it fits
mm.
the storyline of the times where we think you should be going for 2, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, this is a scenario where it's like, I want to know what I have to do later, right? So if I go for 2 here and I don't get it, then I'm down by 5, and I know that I'm in a situation where I definitely need to get a touchdown. I just think when you score twice with an opportunity to go for 2 at least once, I think I'm taking that chance. I really do. And
Yeah.
I think Sean McVay was actually, for one of the few times in his career, I think Mike McDonald really outcoached him in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's fair. It is tough to outcoach McVay, but it can be done. Which the Eagles are kind of their bogey team at this point, but I feel like we just have him scrambled brain. He always makes bad decisions against us. Um, but yeah, that's enough about my shit team in Cancun. Um, but yeah, it's tough because I agree. A lot of the signs point towards you can go for it there, but the big one is the time, and I'm not in favor of going for it for 2 there. Scoring wasn't really too difficult for the Rams in this game. I mean, Seattle has a really good defense. It could certainly tighten up, but it wasn't too difficult. So I would bank on you're going to be scoring again. Like, I don't think either team, Seattle included, would think they're going to have a scoreless fourth. So I definitely wouldn't put yourself in more of a hole, have that point hanging over you by not getting the 2-point conversion. Uh, with a quarter to play. But
By that same
that's just
logic,
me.
though, couldn't you argue if, nobody was really struggling to score there, that getting the 2 and making it just a field goal gives the Rams a better chance, assuming that the Seahawks are going to continue to drive the field and score again?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
But I don't leave points on the board in the third quarter. Like I'm so against that. It I feel like you should be going for 2 if you have to go for 2, and that's not a have to situation in my eyes. And honestly, it's as simple as that. Like, you can dig deeper into it and play twisty games, but it's literally as simple as that for me. If I don't have to do it, I'm not doing it.
I guess for me, I just felt like with the way their secondary was getting burnt, I guess I did feel like it might have been a have to situation.
Yeah. Well,
I
yeah, and
think,
that's what
yeah,
it comes down to.
yeah.
Just that difference in gauging that situation. But yeah, I don't think it was a have to, but there's just so much time left. And it was weird to see these teams that I mean, it was like steady back and forth, both teams putting touchdowns on the board back and forth. Like, it totally seemed like it was just gonna keep, the shootout theme, and it just dried up. And then, you like I said, you had the good Rams drive, but then they turn it over on downs with about 5 left. But yeah, I mean, a different scenario if you're getting 2-point conversions earlier on in the game, though.
No, exactly correct. You're kicking that field goal. So, I mean, that's all hindsight, of course.
Yeah, it makes you
But
wish you
I
had the crystal
do,
ball.
but I do maintain I texted you before we got to that point in the game, and I did say I would have gone for two there. So I maintain I
Yeah,
said that
that's right.
before I would have had hindsight.
Right.
But with that, one more thing I want to call out about this game is Rams probably wouldn't have even been in this game come late the fourth quarter if Tariq Woolen didn't lose his mind on the field. And I thought that was pretty hilarious, getting the unsportsmanlike conduct call after forcing a fourth down there on the Rammies, and the Rammies go deep to Puka for a touchdown on the very next play where he burnt Tariq Woolen. So just a really
Yeah, I
tough
thought that
sequence of
was.
plays for
Yeah,
him.
I love when shit like that happens. And that's coaching too, and I love that. Like, I think this dude's mind might be elsewhere. I'm gonna attack him on this very next play.
Yeah,
I love that shit. But
great
yeah,
catch by Puka
Puka's a
too.
freaking dog, dude. He's so good.
He is just really, really good. I love the
I mean,
guys that are diamonds in the rough in the draft, man. Like nobody was talking about Puka
yeah,
coming out of college, and now he's just a
yeah.
definitive
Well,
beast. We
actually,
have multiple years of this now.
apparently, freaking Harbaugh wanted him like really bad, and the Ravens did not let him take him, which I find really interesting.
That is
Because that's
interesting.
certainly a different career. You're giving a guy like Stafford or you're giving a guy like Lamar, your numbers are going to be very different.
I do agree with that. And to clarify for the audience here, Puka would not be the Puka that we know today.
Right. Yeah. That's a run heavy offense.
Yeah.
But yeah. And Matty's just I talked about it before and we just we just can't go 5 minutes without glazing this dude. But just the way he connects with like his top target and how consistent those targets come and how 95% of those targets become catches and all the yards, touchdowns, and accolades that follow. It's just amazing.
Yeah, which I guess we'll wrap this one up with a little bit quicker one here for you with is that Matthew Stafford's last game in the NFL, you think? I don't think so
No,
personally.
no, I don't. But after seeing the children going to bed thing, it made me think maybe not. But it's like, brother's probably doing that after every game. We're just going to share it this time because it's sad.
Yep.
But yeah, he can clearly still do it. So why the hell wouldn't he? I mean,
Get
he
this
loves the
man a
game, and
secondary, bro.
they're still right, and they're still. I was just gonna say their window is wide open still. Like the Rams are going to be a freaking threat again. Like they're
Dude,
a damn good team, and they're very young. And you're right, they pretty much need one area to be addressed, and they even have decent depth in a lot of areas. Like the roster's pretty well stacked. I think they have one of the better coaches in the league. And yeah, with Stafford, you're going to have a shot. And I'm sure Adams going to come back too, and that's going to help
if
also.
Stafford
Obviously,
comes back,
Puka's around.
Adams will come back. That's the way I
Yeah,
see it.
definitely.
And I
You'd
need
be
to see
silly
Devontae
not
Adams
to.
in a Super Bowl too, because watching him after another NFC Championship loss was just really,
Yeah,
really
it's,
tough.
dude, it's brutal. On that note, I saw another funny. I might have sent it to you. I'm not sure. So you might have even commented. I'm terrible on the IGs. We know this. Um, but frickin' Lockett. He joined
Yes.
Seattle right
Yes.
after they won the Super Bowl, and then he leaves the year before they're back in the Super Bowl. Poor guy.
That is
And he's like an
really tough.
all-time Seattle like legend, like, and
He
I don't know,
is.
that might be a little overkill, but very good, solid career with Seattle
I think to
and
Seattle
consistent
fans,
at that.
he's probably a legend to Seattle fans. I think he's like an
Yeah, I
above
would think
average
so.
receiver for people
I
around the
mean,
league, but to Seattle fans, I bet you he's a hometown hero, which isn't the correct use
yeah.
of that. He's probably not from Seattle, but you get
Well,
what I'm
we
saying.
get what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah,
exactly.
like 10 years of just very damn good. And yeah, now he gets a little shafted, which sucks.
Yeah.
But
I hope Matty Stafford gets his MVP. And I asked last year. So we talked about
yeah,
a couple weeks ago, he made a comment of like if he gets his MVP and wins second Super Bowl here, he's working his way into like top five.
top five. Yeah.
Um, Where do you have him right now? He loses this NFC Championship game. We don't know about the
Oh,
MVP. I think he deserves to win it, but what do
yeah.
we
I think
think?
we can assume he's going to win MVP, I think. Especially like it's a regular season award, but I feel like it's very difficult to not like unless your votes are I don't know how that works,
They
but
vote
if the
before
votes are already
playoffs.
in,
Yeah, they vote
they
before
do.
playoffs.
Okay,
Yep.
good. It should be that way because it's tough to not,
Oh, humans would not be able to
cancel
just
this out
cancel
of
it
your
out.
mind, which
Yep.
we've seen bad game after bad game from May and Stafford just be Stafford. But yeah, it should be Stafford. I'd hate to give a gut answer to that question. I feel like that's asking for crucifixion. And so I don't really want to, but I'm gonna say he's top 10
That's
and
what
I
I
think
would say.
I could probably say that fairly confidently. But that's a tough one because the game has changed so much, and there's some all-time greats that they just weren't throwing the ball freaking 35 times a game like we are now,
Yeah.
and who knows what that would look like. But
And Stafford on the Lions was definitely one of the first to be throwing the ball as much as we are in today's NFL. I will cede that for sure. But I would put him top 10. I would have to do more research, like you said, to put a real number on it and order it. Maybe that's a fun future episode idea for
oh, that'd
us.
be great. I
Yeah.
love it.
All-time
Do
lists.
some
I
all-time
like I like
rankings.
that a
Oh,
lot. Folks that are listening, let us know what you think about that. I think that'd be a fun little idea. All-time position rankings,
yeah,
that could be exciting. Um, so maybe
that'll
coming
be
an
fun.
episode to you
And
soon. Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking real soon.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited about this.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's a
it'll
good
be
one.
it'll be a process for sure, whittling this down too to whatever we decide, a top 10, top 20, whatever. But it'll be it'll be tough, but it'll be fun, and it will certainly open the doors for lots of debate. And I
Oh
know you
yes.
Palm City Chuckers love when we go at it. So
You chuck heads. Well, with that,
Chuckheads.
everybody, we wrap up the second to last NFL episode of the year
Ah,
here. As always, we appreciate you all for listening in. Love you. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the all-time rankings idea. I do think we're going to move forward with that. Just the 30 seconds of excitement that Chris and I felt here. I think that's enough.
the
Um,
spark.
yeah, it felt a little juice. Some all-time juice.
Ooh,
I know, right? But with that, we'll sign off here and we'll be back with you next week talking about what we think's going to happen in the Super Bowl. We think you could venture a guess where we're going to land, though.
true that. Later, PCC.